How could over 1 billion people possibly be wrong? 5 times a day, Muslims from all around the world bow down and pray towards Mecca. However, according to historians, the historical evidence contains no record of the city of Mecca even existing at the time of Muhammad. Now, Muslims get very angry when confronted with this evidence. Extreme caution is advised. We will show you what the Muslims believe, why they believe it, and what historians actually say. So stay tuned as we present the Islam's clash with the historians. Now, if you ask a Muslim, 99% of them will tell you their version of history in regards to Islam, that in the year 570 A.D. a man was born in Saudi Arabia named Muhammad. Muhammad is said to begin receiving revelations from an angel Gabriel in a cave outside of Mecca in 610 A.D. 12 years later, he fled from Mecca to Medina in 622, and from there he conducted raids on Meccan caravans for 8 years. And then he went back to Mecca with an army and took it by force in 630. 2 years later he died in 632 A.D. Islam became a very strong military force that controlled Arabia and began to spread across the known world. The Muslims believe this based on their religious traditions and religious writings. So what has caused historians to conclude that this version of history is incorrect? Well, they give the following reasons. First, archaeology. After several excavations, it is reported that there are no archaeological artifacts of Mecca even existing as a large city prior to 725 A.D. No ruins of buildings or walls, and there is no evidence of agriculture in the area at the time. Pollen would be detectable in the soil. Agriculture would be necessary to support a large population, unless it was purely sustained by trade, but this doesn't seem to be the case either. Second, they claim old maps do not contain the city of Mecca at or before the time of Muhammad. There are several maps that were used for commerce, marking all the trade routes, but these maps do not contain the city of Mecca. However, they do record other cities in the region, so it seems that there is no evidence of agriculture and no evidence of trade which are needed to support a population. Also, no archaeological ruins from that time on record. Third, they claim literature and books from the time and area do not mention a city called Mecca until much later. Mecca first appears in the literature in 740 A.D., over 100 years after the founding of Islam. If Mecca did exist at the time of Muhammad, it would be very surprising for the surrounding nations to have no record of its existing, especially if Mecca was supported by trade. Fourth, they claim the descriptions of Mecca found in the holy books of Islam do not seem to match the current or past topography of the region. For example, the books mention vegetation, fruit fields, water in the center of trade, and the mother of all cities, as well as canyons, cracks, and canals, which don't seem to match. Lastly, they claim the first Islamic mosques that were built show that the direction of prayer does not point towards Mecca or Jerusalem or Medina. And according to archaeological research, the direction of prayer points towards southern Jordan, at a city known as Petra. For the first 100 years of Islam, all the mosques point towards Petra as the direction of prayer. Here is a list of the mosques that point towards Petra. You can get details about them on ArcNet and look at them at googleearth.com. Now, for more detailed information, see the well-made documentary titled The Sacred City by Dan Gibson, which claims that no imam or Islamic scholar has refuted or disputed the claims mentioned above. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.